Okay, so before I start this video, let me just say that you can check my upload dates either on Instagram at drawing guidance tutorials, or you can check my channel description. But just to give you guys a rough idea, Beyblade drawings will be on every Monday and Pokemon drawings will be on every Wednesdays. The drawings, the upload dates may differ depending on what I'm drawing. So if it's difficult, then it will take a longer time. If it's easier, then it will be uploaded quickly. So yep. So in this video, you're going to learn how to draw a Charmander from Pokemon. Okay, so right here is the outline of Charmander that I've already done beforehand. If you're looking at this without the colors, I must say that it is really weird and strange. But once I add in the colors, it will be much better, I promise you. So these are the layers right here. It's very different from all my other videos, right? So in all my other videos, this layer isn't present, okay? But in this video, it's special because the background will actually require this layer right here. So we're not going to do the background yet, although it may suggest that we're going to do the background first, then we do the actual drawing. We're going to do the vice versa way, alright? So we're going to do the actual drawing, which is Charmander, and then we're going to do the background. Okay, so we're going to focus on this layer first, alright? We're going to break it down so it becomes simpler to draw. There isn't actually much to break down because it's already very simple to draw, but I'm going to see what I can do, alright? So first, create another layer. Okay, so you'll only be having 3 layers over here. This will be your main layer where you're going to draw in the middle. This would be where you would insert in your guides, and this would be the background layer, right? So go to the guides first, and if you want, you can actually measure up, go to the ruler over here, you can actually measure up where you want to start. For example, this looks about the same. Yeah, it's about there. Yeah, so that's basically what the guides will be all about. The third layer over here, this layer is pretty obvious. It's going to be used for your actual drawing. This will be for background. Okay, so isn't really much to break down. Basically what we got: the eyes, the mouth, hands, then these, and it's some belly, the 2 legs, and then its tail, and then the fire. Okay, now I must say that the most unique thing about this is its perspective, alright? So if you're going to look at it from a perspective, you will see that this part over here connects down to the leg. It's nicely done. But however, over here, it starts off randomly from part of the belly over here. It just starts off randomly, and that's because of the way it's drawn. It's perspective. Of course, if you're going to look from it straight, then it will look exactly the same, symmetrical. But because it's turned a little bit in a different angle, so that's why it's like this and not like this. It's different. Okay, same thing goes for this too. The differences in the sizes is also because of perspective. Now if we're going to look at the eyes very closely, you can see that it isn't like this, also because of perspective. Okay, so if you're going to draw it like this, okay, you have to take into account of the different things that you have to change. So you're going to change the way you're looking in terms of perspective, alright? So why is the eyes popping out over here? Why isn't it like this? And the question is, okay, and this answer is very simple, alright? So because we're looking at it from a different angle, so the eyes over here, what it portrays out, that's actually looking out. Okay, I'm not really sure how to explain this, but for example, if you're turning to maybe a 45 degrees, part of it will be invisible when you're looking, so it seems that your eyes actually protruding outwards from your skull. So that's exactly what's happening down here. Leg wise over here, Okay, to me it's pretty obvious, right? Because okay, so when you're facing to a different angle, some parts of it will be like a blind spot. All right, so that's basically what happens over here. At this point over here, that's basically a blind spot. And for that, yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to talk about this layer. Now we're going to get on to the actual drawing. Okay, let's reset the color again. All right, so first off, you're going to start off at this part right here, the eyes. Okay, it's pretty easy to do the eyes. Okay, basically just if you want to do the eyes first, or you can do this part first. So you're going to do this part. Make sure that a little bit of it is protruding out. Draw a straight line. Okay, you can look at it from angle 0. You could say maybe it's about 45 degrees. A nice straight 45 degrees line, and then you curve it downwards. And remember, you're drawing in eye, so actually there's not much to say about this. Okay, now a curve over here, it goes straight down. It's a bit curved, it's not completely straight like this, it's curved. And another curve over here like this, and you're going to connect these two by another straight line. Okay, now from once you're done over here, once you're done with this eyes over here, at the bottom part where they curve in the middle of it, okay, estimation in the middle of it, you bring it downwards a little bit, a straight line down. Okay, angle 0 will be maybe about 30 degrees. You bring it down, this will be maybe about 10 degrees, and you another sharp turn over here. Looking from angle 0 will be about maybe 50 to 45 degrees. So you bring it down. Okay, you bring it down some point. Okay, it depends mainly on your canvas size, alright? So for this canvas size, I made it very big because I've already planned out what I want to do. I've already planned out the whole background and everything. So estimation on the canvas size, I made this into a large canvas size, which layers were actually quite limited. So mostly all depends on your canvas size. If you're doing a very small canvas size, but you're using this app, but it's a small canvas size, use the transform option over here to bring it down, to bring down the size to your liking. So you can actually do a big drawing first and then shrink it down to your liking. Okay, now from over here, once I've drawn a slight curve, make it to a sharp point over here and you bring it downwards. Okay, basically this part right now is going to connect on to the hands. Okay, so Charmander hand, I've seen the enemy, it's very unique. It's only going to have like it's like a webbed feet. Okay, it's like what is that, like frogs? Okay, is that kind? So it's going to curve up, and then curve back like this. It's exactly like almost drawing a frog's it's like webbed feet, you know. Okay, like this. So this, it isn't like Pikachu's if you see my previous drawing, it isn't like Pikachu's like this. 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, okay, it isn't like this. It's actually big fat hands like this. Okay, and it's only gonna have 3 call this fingers. Same goes for here too, 3 fingers. Okay, now obviously common sense. Okay, if one side is gonna have 3 fingers, the other side having 4 fingers, it's completely it's a dumb thing to do. Okay, so if you're going to stick with one number, if you're going to do 4, okay, then instead of this part being like this, try to make it like this, so that you can add in another one over here like this. Okay, but 3 was in the enemy, so I'm just following the number. Okay, now this hand over here, okay, it connects on to the belly. So what you can do is that you can just draw a curved line. Doesn't even be so perfect, just a little bit. Okay, just do a curved line over here, and that's basically the belly part. Okay, so you can continue on to do the whole belly. Is basically just almost like an oval, or what you can do is that you can just extend it down a little bit. Maybe just a part of it, looks like about half. Okay, half a point down there. You can actually just draw the legs. Now I'm not going to draw the legs first. I wouldn't advise you to draw the leg. I would actually recommend you to do this whole belly part first, so as to not create, okay, because if you do an error down here when you're doing the legs and you found out that there's a bit of an error, maybe it's a bit too in or whatever the mistake is, you have to erase away the leg and you do it all over again. It wastes time. So you're not going to take that chance. You're basically going to do the whole thing first and start off going off to the top. Okay, don't start off from going off to the bottom, because the bottom over here, it stops over here. Now you can do that, or you can basically just go on top, cover the whole thing. It basically means that you're completing much more. So it goes up and then it goes down. It's like a very nice oval shape, sorry. Okay, but it's not completely an oval. Do not connect it or anything. So about some point when you're going down, okay, just stop. Okay, now these two aren't actually at the same size, because once again it's perspective problems. So one part over here is going to be longer than the other. So this is longer than this. Okay, it's not because of an error, it's because of perspective. Okay, when you're drawing perspective, just remember that at some points over here this may look bigger than this. Okay, don't worry, it's not your fault, it's just the way how the human mind perceives things. So when you're somewhere down here, okay, if you really want to make this into your marker point, this point over here, so marking, what you can do, go to this layer over here, take a ruler, make it to 90 angle degrees, make this to 92, and then from here, go perspective again. Okay, something like this. Note they're actually the same length. Okay, just perspective, it looks different. Of course, if you can see it that's actually the same length, then I mean, good for you, but I didn't see it that way when I was first drawing. So to me it looked different until I used the ruler. So basically just know that they look different. Okay, when I'm showing it over here, they look completely different. This looks longer than this, but actually no, they are both the same length. It's just how the human mind perceives things. It's really, really strange. So you can start off with either this part over here, or you can start off by completing the whole part over here. Of course, as I said again, doing this whole part right here is strongly recommended, because you want to get the whole shape first before doing anything else. So once you're already over here, okay, connect it a little bit. Okay, once, so it looks something like this. Okay, it looks like okay, there's no easy way how to say this. Yeah, basically it looks like an oval, but instead of coming up over here to connect, it just keeps going on. So yeah. Now, interesting about this, okay, this part over here, okay, imagine again, imagine you're doing a three-figure dimension over here. So the tail from this part over here is actually over here still. If you can see that, then that's good for you. Okay, so imagine that the tail is just hidden behind the leg over here. So in fact, if we were to remove the leg, okay, imagine that there was no leg over here, it was a one-legged Charmander. That's a new Pokemon. Imagine if that was so, it would actually reveal the whole tail. But because there are two legs over here, so part of the tail, this whole part down here, is hidden behind its leg. The tail is hidden behind its leg. If you still don't understand, I'll give you this simple example, alright? So imagine this as a person, right? Sorry for, okay, let's see if I make the head better. Okay, so imagine this as a person, okay? So if his hands were like to be like this, okay, oops, okay, something like this over here. I'm sorry for the arm length and all that, it's just a fast drawing. Okay, so imagine if this were to be the way. So if you were to put your hands, if you were to fold your hands like this, okay, you would see, okay, imagine we're going to add in some colors. Okay, now if you can already understand all this, I would just actually advise you to just skip this part. Just explaining for those who don't understand. I'm doing this because I actually didn't understand this before until I started doing animation drawing, and that's when I actually understood this. But I didn't like doing animation. I like doing this. I like doing recreation art. So that's why I did this as a YouTube videos. So imagine if I'm going to add a color to the shirt. Let's say blue. That's my favorite color. Maybe pink. Okay. Okay. Imagine it's a woman over here. Okay. So now, you would actually see that this doesn't actually make sense because it seems like the arm is actually transparent, and it shows that the arm is transparent, and that's why it's pink. Whereas this part over here, it's not completely true. You have to take an eraser actually and erase off this portion over here. Okay, now which of this seems more realistic? This part over here. So let me just go to the pencil. Now this part seems much more convincing, and that's because this is actually the way to do it. So imagine that your hand is white in color, alright, just like this. You put it over maybe around your stomach area, and if you look down, you actually see that your hand covers the shirt. Pretty obvious, pretty common sense, right? Whereas this, what it's trying to say, actually there's no easy way to say. It's like your hand goes under the shirt, and you can still see your arm just that it's under your shirt. That's what you're trying to imply by doing this. For this, however, it's more realistic. So again, a matter of perspective on how you see things. Now, thank you for those of you who understood but are still watching this. Okay, now same thing again goes, the same logic, same rule applies over here. So a part of the tail is hidden beneath its leg. Okay, so now the leg, what you're going to do is you're not just going to do like this. Okay, no, you're going to make it like curved. You want to show meatiness. So if you really have problems seeing this, the simple thing to do is that just look at your feet. Okay, maybe look at it from a mirror. Okay, and you would actually see whether you're fat, muscular, or anything like that. You would actually see that your leg has part of like a curve a little bit. The only difference between a fat and a muscular person of that curve is whether is it soft or is it hard. That's the only difference. So that's what the same thing we're doing over here, a curve, to show like you can take this two ways. You can take either it's meaty or it's muscular legs. There are two ways you can take it. From the anime, it's actually unclear to me. I've only watched like the very first few. I haven't really seen. Don't judge me, I've been doing a lot of things. So right here, okay, we're not going to do this part first. Okay, just wait. Okay, we're going to continue on with the head first, later part. Now you can completely draw this leg over here. Alright, so at some part over here, not too over here, maybe give some distance, some spacing over here. You're going to draw this line over here. Okay, you're going to draw a 9, and at the top part over here, just a little bit of space from the arm. Again, I don't really have a ruler. I'm just going to be using my finger. I would say maybe a full pinky finger. I know it's not the most accurate way to measure things, but yeah. Okay, so I'll be doing this first. Okay, now over here, maybe a full pinky finger from the arm over here. What you're gonna do is that you're gonna draw a nice large curve. Okay, then you're gonna add in a straight line, angle 0. Okay, angle 0, I would say maybe degrees is about okay, let me guess, is it 35 to 40? Or it's negative value, so 40, 90 minus, okay, yeah, it's about there. And what you're gonna do, okay, do not draw this part first, just wait. Okay, don't get too eager to carry on. Okay, now completely how, okay, if you really want to draw this part, go ahead, no one is stopping you. Or if you want, just leave a fuse and maybe about, yeah, it's about another pinky finger spacing, and you draw a line over here. Now again, I'm going to show you something. Okay, go back. Oops, we're doing the wrong layer. This is a mistake that I always make, is that doing things on the wrong layer. Okay, so let's see where they, oh, this is quite terrible. Okay, now, okay, I'm going to say this. Okay, now when you're done, always check the layer. Of course, sometimes you were just like me just now, you forgot to change the layer, and when you forget to change the layer, this is what you have to do. It's a good lesson to teach yourself that now you're going to redo everything again. So always remember to check the layers after you have done part of your guides. Okay, we didn't really miss out too much. Yeah, okay, we did the arms. So again, just draw a nice large curve over here. Oops. Okay, draw a straight line over here. It's not really straight. Okay, like this. And then from over here, draw an even longer straight line. Okay, of course, okay, without even perspection, you can already, even any no perspective anything, you can already see that this line over here is definitely way longer than this line over here. Okay, there's like nothing to say about this. You bring it up and you go down like this, basically making a U shape over here. And from part of it over here, as said, you are going to have to connect it like this. Okay, once you're satisfied with this, so basically this is how your feet is going to look like. This is going to be the size of your feet. If you like it and everything, you can start off with its claws, its nails. Okay, from this line over here, just make it longer a little bit. Okay, before I want that, just make curves. Okay, just keep making curves, and until the end, just make a small one. So 2 big curves and 1 small curve. Okay, so what you're gonna do is that from this side you've already drawn a line, a straight line, and from this side you're gonna draw another straight line too. Okay, so they're basically both the same. Now from the tip over here, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna bring it down like this. Same again from over here, you're gonna bring it down, and then again over here from the tip, you're gonna bring it down. Okay, now this part where the last toe, claw, whatever you're gonna call it, it is different because it's not gonna start off from over here. Okay, I did try that. It looks something like this. If you like it, then I mean you can go for it. Or in order to make it like big, okay, you're gonna start off from somewhere over here and you're gonna connect it. So this makes it look big. So basically you draw a small curve over here, right? And you draw a straight line over here. Then over here you're going to draw a sharp line that will connect maybe about 1/3 of the middle toe. So this may be a 1/3, maybe this is about 2/3, estimated of course. I'm not saying that it's actually 1/3. This is not actually 1/3, maybe, I'm not so sure. Okay, so you're done with 1 foot. If you want, you can just do half of this. So basically what I'm trying to say is that you can just curve it up. Okay, it's completely up to you. You can just curve up like this. Okay, note that both of them are really curved. Okay, of course this is going to be much more curved. Once again perspective. Okay, then from over here you're going to continue on and you're going to draw a curve like this. Now this is basically the foot. Okay, now same thing again, a curve, but instead of this time going up at the same height, curve like this, what you're gonna do is that curve, you bring it down a little bit. Okay, this could be about maybe half, and give or take. You're gonna curve again, then you're gonna bring it down, same thing again, and then you're gonna curve, and wherever this curve ends will basically connect up. Okay, and when this part connects up, you can basically go on to do the whole part, which will eventually connect over here. Or what you can do is that you can jump and you can do this part, completely up to you. But I mean, since I'm already at the foot area, I would much rather just go up. And actually this part connects on to the tail, so a bonus if you do this is that you can actually get to see how big of this part you want your curve to be. Oops. Okay, now remember to draw this part big. Okay, don't make it so small just like this, make it big. Okay, because this is where the main crucial part for the tail is going to be, and if it becomes too small, your tail is going to be too small, and we don't want that. Okay, so draw this part big. It's okay. If you really want, create a bigger canvas size, or what you can do is you can shrink down the whole drawing, or you can just expand. No, even if you expand or shrink down, it's part of the ratio over here. So if you shrink down, the whole part will shrink down, so it doesn't matter. So just draw it big. Just draw a big nice curve, not too curvy like this, just a nice simple curve, but it's big. Now over here you're going to draw like an arrow up, exactly like what you did over here, just like vice versa. So instead of doing it over here like this, it's done like this. Okay, but it's basically very simple. If you just think about it, this part is basically just an arrow. Okay, so just do it like this. Don't worry about this part all. Once we add in the fill option, the color, it actually just vanishes, so don't mind about that. To draw the line up, it's around here. Okay, it's maybe it's about 1/3 of how big your belly is, quite counting on from this point over here. Now you're going to draw the arm again. So imagine here is like the armpits. Okay, it is actually the armpits. Now you're going to draw a nice curve again. Okay, now we already agreed that we're going to have only 3 fingers, so stick with that. So I do the curve. Okay, now turn it around, turn it to about 90 degrees if you want, or if you want to make it straight, turn it to maybe about 60 degrees if you are really following this, 60 to maybe about 65, somewhere around like this. Or if you want, you can just stick on with the angle 0. Okay, automatically say that if you're going to do angle 0, it will be quite hard to do. I recommend you turning it like this, or like this, somewhere where it feels straight. Okay, now what you're going to do is that from this, you're going to curve it down like this, curve it up like this. Really got one part. Oops, sorry. Curve it down like this, curve it up like this. and bring it down, bring it up, and bring it down. There you have it. It's simple to do. It's basically just curved. I'm going to show it to you again. Curve it down like this, and curve it up. Oops, sorry. Curve it down, curve it up, curve it down. Now, okay, there's one thing I want to show you guys. Okay, you can either do broad hands like this, or you can actually do sharp. Completely up to you. For me, I'll be doing sharp. And like this. There you have it, the 3 fingers. Okay, now we're gonna just basically draw a nice curve over here like this. Okay, and basically right now you're moving on to the head, so we're gonna make a small curve over here. We're gonna bring it up, and you're gonna keep bringing it up. Again, depends largely on your canvas size. If it's too small, then just bring it up a little bit. If it's really big, then make your canvas size smaller, right? There's no need for such a big canvas size, unless you're going to be doing such an vivid, extreme background, way more extreme than the background, the thumbnail, then there's no need for such a big canvas. Over here, once you feel that you want to reach the top, you feel that, yeah, okay, this is the top that I want to reach, make a small curve, make a large curve over here actually, and basically just having like a straight line over here. And then from the eyes over here, you are going to curve it and then connect it off. So you basically have the head over here. Okay, now I know without color, again I'm going to say it looks like a deformed baby, and that's basically what it is so far, a deformed child. So again, like this, it looks completely like a deformed child, and it is. Okay, so right now we're going to do the tail. Now I know you may think, why don't we do the eyes? We're so close to completing it. If you really want, then yeah, sure, go ahead, but I'm going to do the tail, because that's the most, that's actually the, okay, comparing to the eyes, the mouth, and the tail, I would say that the tail is actually the most important part of the 3 of them. Okay, so the mouth, it doesn't matter if it's, for example, maybe this was a bit inner part, it doesn't matter, you can just shrink down the mouth size, the eyes too actually, but the tail over here, this is where it really attracts most people over here. So that's what we're going to be doing. So the curve that you made over here, you're going to bring it down just a little bit more. Okay, somewhere, or if you want, you can actually just start it off over here. Again, it's going to be somewhere around here, just a little bit up. Okay, completely estimated. You can even maybe bring up the part over here like this, but what I'm trying to say is that maybe you could start off like this, and then maybe even like this. Completely up to you, but according to this drawing, over here was one of the best ones. So it also depends mainly on this part over here. It must connect. Okay, so yes, very important to take note of everything. Okay, so don't just say, oh, because I like this point, I'm going to do it over here. No, it takes into account of this point over here. So if you really want, okay, so imagine that you just skip through this video a bit. Maybe you started off over here and you rewind it back, and then you listen to this message, which is very unlikely, but if you did happen, so just gotta say that maybe you may have to erase off this part and adjust the curve accordingly, or you have to erase off the tail part and follow. It really depends on what you want to change. If you've already done the tail, then of course change this part over here. Maybe you can just like secretly make it more curvy, something like this, or if you did a bit too up, then you can maybe just do it like this, you know, just secretly try to change the curve. Okay, so after doing all this, came up to be about over here, so estimated somewhere over here. Okay, now you may be asking yourself why. Okay, so when you're drawing a tail, okay, okay, no, I'm just going to show it first. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that normally I think some people get confused on why the tail isn't just like that. Let me just connect this. Isn't just like this. Okay, why is there a third part over here? Why is there this whole part over here? The reason, again, I'm going to say it again, the reason is because of perspective. Okay, because of doing it, okay, because the tail is like curved, it's not above its head or anything, so that's why you're going to see the underside of it too. Just concentrate more towards the underside. So it's of course without even any color, you can already say that this part will be the same color as this part, because it's like the same. That's actually how the anime is the same color, but more towards it is actually common sense. This part could be a different color, yeah, sure, because it isn't connected to this, but this part over here, it's mainly connected to this. The belly is connected to the underside of the tail, so that is why they are the same color, and that the main reason why, instead of just having this part, that's why we also have this small little part over here. Okay, meta perspective again. So once you're done, once you're happy with it, okay, again, for fire, okay, so for fire, interesting thing is that, okay, it's not so interesting. Okay, if you just see a fire burning, right, okay, just go onto Google and check for fires. Okay, you will see that the bottom part over here is usually broad. Okay, so it's usually just like this. There's not a lot of sharp points over here. Okay, now it's usually broad. The base of the fire is just broad. But it's big. It's broad and big. Now the fire, as it goes upwards, it gradually decreases in size. It becomes much more narrow, sharper, and the edges over here becomes curved sharps over here. Now take note of this. It's really important to know that for whatever fire, if you're drawing Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, some other fire Pokemon, it's always important to know the basics of it. Okay, so at the base of the fire, wherever the fire starts off from, it's going to be curvy, it's going to be broad, but as it goes upwards, it's going to start to shrink, narrow down, and it becomes much sharper. See, at this point over here, once at the middle part over here, you could say it starts to become sharper. Okay, not too sharp yet, until it reaches the top point where most of it becomes sharp. Okay, so the fire is going to look something like this. So it's going to look like broad over here. It goes up just a little bit. Okay, you can make it go up as much as you like. This part over here, the fire, it's really small, so it really depends on how large you want to create it. Again, if you're not sure how large you want your fire part to be, create another layer, and then you can actually draw the whole fire first based on your liking, and then merge it together. Okay, so there isn't any actual proper place where the fire over here is supposed to end, because there isn't supposed to actually be any proper place. It's supposed to be based on your liking. So based on my liking, this is where the fire ended. So it goes up. Oops, sorry. So let's go straight up, and then it curves up, forming into like a tsunami kind of motion. Okay, oops. Now again, remember what I said, that it's supposed to be sharp. Okay, if you really want, you can actually just add in all the sharp points. You can just do like this. Maybe over here you can just do something like this over here. It really depends on what you find easier to do. So if you want to draw all the sharp points first and then connect the lines, that's actually more recommended to do, because at least then you know when and where to connect. Okay, so we got something like this. Make sure that the fire goes upwards. Okay, now do not start off with doing this just yet. First make sure that you connect everything. You like it, you like the fire pattern of this first, it was good. Okay, then you can continue on. Okay, so from somewhere around here, okay, from this line over here, or basically you could say when this line curves, okay, the curving, okay, so this point over here is curved and this point became straight. So you could say that the middle point over here is where you're going to start drawing this inner fire. Alright, so do a curved line. Okay, do like this. Try creating like basically what I just said just now, an inner fire. Alright, that's basically what you're creating. So create sharp points. Do again this line over here. Okay, and then from this point over here, just bring it up a little bit. Okay, this point again, there's no actual limit on when to stop. You can even maybe continue. For example, you're not happy with this, so you can maybe even continue on until maybe down here, something like this. Completely up to you. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so if you like it, then that's good. Okay, you're almost done. Okay, now we're done with the tail, the fire, the light, the belly. The only thing left, it's the eyes, it's eyebrows over here. Okay, and the mouth. So for the eyes, what do you draw? You're not going to draw a normal circle like this. Okay, no. What you're going to draw is, okay, first of all, just do a straight line like this. Then you're going to curve like this. So basically drawing like a D shape, or yeah, something like a D shape over here. Basically just curves like this and like this. Oops, okay, hold on, sorry. So basically from here a sharp curve, it brought down a little bit more, then it goes down, something like this, and connect. Okay, that's basically how the eyes is. You think of it as a D shape. Okay, now once we're done with the eyes, okay, a small part over here, just draw a curve in, and then something like this. So there's a curve, and then it just looks in like this and connects out. This is going to be where the white part of the eyes are. Now this part over here, completely up to you. Okay, I know that in the anime, or let me just draw this part first. Alright, so in the anime, this part over here was actually more towards a greenish color, but if you've seen the thumbnail, I've actually made it orange to show fire in his eyes. Same thing goes for this too. You can even maybe do the pattern again over here. Oops. Or you can basically just draw in like this. Now, if you really want to do something like this. Okay, of course this part is going to be small, sorry. But of course, you're going to look at it, it doesn't look so nice. So that's why okay, not everything is supposed to be symmetrical, alright? Not everything is supposed to be the same. So at some points it's good to be the same, at some points it's different, okay? Not everything is supposed to be the same. Now Over here, we're going to do again the same thing. You're gonna, from some point over here, this straight line over here, any point, actually you can even start from here. You're gonna create some patterns over here, something like this. The actual one that was drawn over here is like this. Okay, now you're almost done, very close to being completed. Over here, just draw eyebrows. It doesn't need to be like a perfect curve. You don't need to use a ruler or anything like that. No need to use any guides. So you don't use any guides or anything. Just it doesn't even be so curved even. Okay, you just create a normal curve just like this. Of course, make sure that so just like this. Okay, it doesn't matter. Alright. Okay, it doesn't matter that they're not even of the same angle or anything. That doesn't matter at all. So the mouth is one a bit complicated. Alright, so from part of the eyes over here, okay, maybe you simply have a bit down over here, something like this. You are going to just draw a nice straight line, and then it's going to curve basically at the middle point over here where there's nothing over here. It's going to curve up, and it's not just like a curve like this. It's going to be a nice gentle broad curve, okay, like this. And then you're going to go down, you're going to create this. Okay, now this is going to be end of the mouth, and do not just go and do like this. Okay, no, it's a different part, okay, that learn from the enemy. So from over here, you're going to draw one part of the teeth over here. Make sure that it's curved to show that it's sharp, okay, like this. Now I've tried drawing it from like this, as what you see to the pre-drawn version of it, which is like this. Now I drew it. Now I questioned myself and said, why not I just draw it this way? I drew it and I immediately realized why. Okay, now this part over here, this tooth over here, it's unique because it's going to be like sticking out from the mouth. It's going to be showing its fangs. Okay, not in the mouth, it's going to protruding out from the mouth. So it's like this. Okay, and again over here, what you're going to do is going to have the curve a bit over here, which brings this part upwards. Okay, and basically at some point over here, you can just connect the both by a nice simple curve like this. Now remember what I said before by Charmander being a deformed baby? Okay, take into consideration of the word baby, and that's why there are so few teeth. Think of it as like a newborn lizard. And the teeth are very simple, they're just basically triangle shapes. So just add them, you can even add them over here, over here, just anywhere, as long as there are like a few teeth, not too many. Don't do the whole mouth full of teeth like this. Okay, no, that's okay. If you're going to do the whole mouth full of teeth, sharp teeth, that makes it even worse. Okay, if you're doing normal broad teeth and not good. If you want to do sharp teeth, okay, full mouth of sharp teeth basically refers to devils, demons and stuff like that. Okay, but this is no devil. Okay, so don't do a whole mouth full of sharp teeth. It makes it look like a devilish creature that's trying to kill something. And worse yet, I mean, if you're really into things like that, if you want, you can just make sharp teeth, and you can actually put a red color, smudges of red color on the teeth to make it show that, you know, it ate something, and that's why its teeth is all bloody. But of course, we're not going to do that over here. Okay, they're going to do a nice non-demonic drawing over here. So you're basically done with the whole outline. Okay, you can just basically take this part. Yeah, as you see done. I'm going to delete these. Okay, now remember, we're not going to use this yet. Just wait on this. Okay, the video is not done yet. Okay, just bear with me for a little longer. If you really want, you can do the colors first, or you can do the outline. or you can do the background, sorry. I would recommend you do the colors first, because without doing the colors it will actually seem a little bit more complicated, so you don't want that. Do Charmander's colors first. Alright, now make sure there's no holes, gaps actually. Of course, I'm not a robot, I can't actually see. Maybe this, I mean, it may not be completely gap proof, there may be some gaps in between. I mean, to me, it can be just this part over here. It won't, even though it won't affect. Okay, this part definitely for sure. Okay, I mean, to me, everything else seems good. Maybe this part over here. Okay, I mean, yeah, to me everything else seems good. Okay, so now for most of Charmander's color is basically gonna be like a it's gonna be mostly orange. Okay, so I've got the colors over here. This may not be the actual color, but somewhat of it. Okay, so this is the color that I have. Okay, it's like bright orange. Okay, so everything was good. Okay, thankfully there were no gaps in this drawing over here, but in my previous attempts to draw this to make sure that it was good for the videos, there were actually lots of gaps that I just overlooked. So of course, we'll be doing this for the first time. Make sure that once you're done with the outline, once you're happy with it, check through your work again nicely, because when you're going to use the fill option, if you're doing this on paper, then it's perfectly fine because you'll be manually doing this. If you're doing this on a laptop, mobile device, on any drawing apps, and you're having this fill option, remember to make sure that there are no gaps in your drawing. Okay, or not colors is going to spill. I'm going to show an example. Right, so this is what it looks like to be a nice color. Right, everything looks good. Over here, something like this. Okay, now for example, maybe I overlooked maybe there was a small part that was out. Okay, let's say maybe this part over here. This is a small part over here like this. I overlooked it, and if I were to use the color, it spills out. And I know purposely why I did this, but if you really don't know, you're gonna be checking through the whole work everywhere. That wastes time when you can actually avoid all this by just checking through your work. So again, go back to the previous color, previous brush, black. Okay, right, so previous color, yeah. Okay, so use the fill option over here. Okay, do the legs too. Alright, okay, I know that some of you may be thinking, why doesn't the fill option come to the leg? Of course, again, because it's all blocked out, so that's why both legs are going to be orange color. If one leg is going to be purple, the other leg has to be purple. It's something like, okay, for example, imagine you see a person, okay, and a normal person, a design of a normal person, okay, a drawing of them, you don't see the drawing of one leg to be white and the other leg to be black, unless they're trying to show some symbolic meaning or anything like that. But you don't actually see that when normal drawings, okay, both legs are the same color, both hands are the same color, basically common sense. And that's actually the same reason over here. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the eyes. Okay, now of course the eyes, this part over here is gonna be white. Okay, this is basically where the eye whites are. This part is going to be black over here, and this part over here is going to be okay, I call this the eye fire. Okay, it's basically going to be I got the color part over here. Okay, something like this. Okay, in the actual anime, it was I think this color, was it? I think it was something like this. Yep, it was like this. Now, I've done a Charizard drawing on paper, and this was almost the exact same color. Wait, let me just check. Yeah, it's a bit darker, but this was the exact same color spectrum that I used to draw Charizard's wings. So I guess that's where it comes from, the eyes over here. I think, okay, if I'm not wrong, it was a bit darker. Can we just try this? Okay, yes, it was something like this. Yes, this is the color, right? So put it to black over here, and this was the actual drawing. This was the actual thing from the anime, but for me, alright, I've changed the color just a little bit. Alright, okay, I've changed it to like to show a fire effect in the eyes. Okay, you can just stick with the original. It's gonna be somewhere. It's gonna be something like this. Oops, it's gonna be something like this. This colorway is like a blue and a green combination. But my color was make this 100 and 150. Okay, my color was this, basically a lighter orange than the skin. Okay, now the mouth, it's gonna be okay. Of course, I know that some of you may thinking, why is it the mouth completely purple? Okay, this is the mouth color, right? So it's basically just it's like a pinkish color, purplish color. Okay. Okay, something like this color, right? Over here. Now, I know you're asking me why isn't it red in color? You could make it red. I'm gonna show how it's red. Bright red. If you like it like this. If you're gonna do bright red, you can actually take it as two kind of mindset, right? First, that's the tongue. Second, that's fire in its mouth. But now when I looked at red, I like red, so I'm gonna keep red over here. Okay, so next we got the belly. The belly is more towards a yellowish color. It's not completely yellow, it's a bit lighter. So hold on, let me just check. Oops. Okay, so alright, 97, and it was about over here. It was quite high. It's about maybe 78. Okay, maybe a bit darker. About 72. Yep. Okay, something like this. And okay, it does not connect to this. Right? This is not the way. This is not the way too. Okay, it connects on to the underside. Alright, remember that. And for this part over here, could just have it like this. It's the same color as the skin. Now the fire is unique. Alright, they're going to be two colors, and that's why we've done kind of like two layers, right? So for the bottom layer of it, okay, it's going to be yellowish in color. I got the color over here. Actually going to be quite bright. Oops. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me just check again. Bottom layer. Yep. Okay, now. Okay, let me just check again. Sorry. 43, 90. Oh, okay, sorry, it's 99. Now. Okay, so something like this. Okay, 99. And then the top layer over here, okay, it's gonna be bright red. Okay, maybe I'll like this. like this. Okay, now just note that just note that this color okay, just note okay, just note that this color over here and this color are not the same. Alright, both completely different. One of them is orange and the other one is red. You could say just like the mouth color over here. Yeah, it's about that. Okay, now you're already done with the drawing over here. What you can do right now, go to pencil pal. Okay, under the texture essentials. What I'm going to do is basically, okay, let's see. Okay, we're going to create this on the same layer. It's going to be like this, and that's good. Okay, basically what we want to do is we don't want it to overlap it. Okay, so if you find this layer works, then yeah, sure, use it. Now it's going to be orange in color, bright orange. Okay, make sure that it's under glow. Yeah, okay. Now orange pencil pal with glow effect creates fire. Alright, basically the one that you saw in the thumbnail. Oh yeah, of course, and it overlaps. Okay, I'm not so sure why, but this happens. So no need to worry, you can just go down to this layer. I know we're going to say this layer is supposed to be used for the background. It's okay, we can just create another layer and bring it all the way down. Somewhere on here. Okay, we don't need this layer actually. Yep, okay. I'm gonna bring these two layers down. So this layer will be used for the fire. Okay. Now, you're just basically just tracing your work. So this isn't a hard part to do. Okay, now drawing Charmander isn't actually difficult, but there's just a lot of perspective things to do, so that's why it seems hard for some of you. But if you just master perspective drawing, it actually seems much easier to do. And okay, perspective drawing, I'm not talking about like 2D. I'm talking about like perspective guides. For example, a hallway. Okay, that's one of the best examples. Hallways. Those are really what we call like perspective drawing. No, this is just simple overlapping and things like that. Okay, now we're done with this. Okay, for all my drawings, I will find one way or another to put in this kind of effects over here. One way or another, I'm gonna put it in. Okay, so done with the coloring. That's good. Okay, go down to this layer. Now I'm going to take a ruler. Okay, right now what you're going to do is that you need to know what kind of platform you want your Charmander to be on. So in the thumbnail, I actually picked one of the mountains. So right here, grayish, okay, grayish like this over here, something like this. It's actually kind of like a mountain kind of color, right? So zoom it all the way out, take a guide. Okay, remember there's no merging layers over here. Alright, this is a completely independent layer, so you can't do the merge all already. Okay, so maybe around here it depends. Okay, if I'm gonna cancel this, if I'm drawing this like this right here, you can actually see. Okay, let me just do a visible one. Right, so let's say black. Oops. Okay, measure, send it back to art pencil. Okay, so what you can actually see here is that for those of you who already know this, good for you. But for those of you who don't know, you can see that this part over here is more towards ground layer. It's more towards, you can say, maybe a floor, any path, right? And this part over here could either be a wall, could be some kind of like scenery background. For example, you saw in the thumbnail, this part was actually supposed to be a hill, a grassy hill. And okay, I've done two drawings actually. One of them was one of them was Charmander over here on a sunset setting. Okay, so basically the sunset behind, the sun was setting up behind the hill, orange skies and everything. Or the one on the thumbnail was actually just sun over here, a nice hill, and then blue skies, sky blue. Okay, so I'm going to show you both. All right. Okay, let's start with the one about the what we call, okay, how about do the sunset setting first, right? So I like both this. Okay, once okay with where you want to draw your Charmander, yeah, okay, so this is where it's going to be standing on. Round level looks realistic enough. Okay, you can hide this first, you don't really need this. Actually, what I can do is that you can just make it, not completely hide it, you can just make it a bit translucent. I don't really want to see it, I just want to see part of it. And this is actually important when drawing the hill. So once we're done with this, go back down over here. It was something over here, but because if you're going to do sunset over here, you're going to be a bit darker. Okay, you go on to orange, it's going to be a bit darker over here. Oops. No, okay, this isn't definitely way. It's a bit darker over here. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna take the curve ruler over here, set your, okay, we're doing so a bit darker a little bit because it's going to be sunset. Okay, take curve ruler over here, try setting into like a U shape. Okay, hold on. Okay, make sure that it's at least connecting to the end over here. All right, so this part setting off over here, and maybe this one a little bit higher. Yeah, okay, I guess so. Yeah, okay, this is good. I'm gonna basically draw this. Okay, draw like an arc over here. Okay, and what you're gonna do, similarly again, do the fill option over here like this. Now we're gonna make it opaque. It looks something like this. Okay, I know we're gonna say the eyes turn green. What I can do, okay, and the teeth too. This happened also. What I'm gonna do is basically I'm just gonna use the fill option and I'm gonna whiten all of them out, so doesn't matter so much. Okay, just okay, you can hide it actually right now. You can hide it. We actually don't need it. So hold on. Okay, we can now, you're gonna take a circle thing over here. Maybe you're gonna do like this. So it depends on how far your sun is setting out. If it's already gonna be like this, it's already set down so much behind the hill. But for me, it was somewhere, okay, I'm not saying exactly where, and give or take it was somewhere around here. Okay, go back down, create another layer, make it even more down. Oh, sorry. Now, for sun, supposed to be yellow. Okay, I know that because sunset, most of you will think that because sunset, so the sun has got to be orange in color, because whenever you're looking at the sunset, the sky is all orangey and things. No, the sun is still yellow, orange, okay? So, okay, it's still yellow. So basically just draw like this. So a layer behind, it means that whatever you draw, so imagine it's going down, it won't capture whatever is behind the green. So that's basically what we want. If you really want to be if you don't want to do this, oh yeah, the fill option over here. Okay, hold on. Sorry, okay, so let me take the sun again. Okay, make sure this is what you want. You can make it smaller a little bit. Okay, draw a full circle. Okay, take this. Okay, something like this. Good. Okay, now for the sky, what we're gonna do is basically gonna make it orange. Oops, it's red. Orange like this. It's more coming towards red. Oops. Like this. So on the same layer as the sun, put an orange like this, and you can just do like, oops, opacity, make it like this. Okay, now over here again, the toes and the eyes, the teeth, we are basically just gonna make them white. Okay, so there's a fill option over here, make them white. Okay, this part too, and then the tooth. Oops. Oh, okay, there's a crack down here. And okay, this is a perfect example of a gap. If I didn't spot that, then oh, there's gonna be anarchy. So like this. Okay, that's basically it. We're done. Okay, now if you want to add in a little bit more texture, what I did, if you're using this app, very nice, very good. Lucky for you, because you have this part over here. Go under shape, under feathery kind of shape, set it to green. Okay, set it actually to this color over here, a dark green, because it's sun setting, so we make it a bit darker. Now actually, because it's sun setting, this Charmander over here is supposed to be a little bit darker, but you know, we can just say that this color over here is dark for Charmander. So if we were going to make it a normal bright shiny day, this, maybe we could make it like this. Now imagine this is on a sunset view, and this is Charmander on like a bright shining day. Okay, so if you're gonna do a darker okay, so if it's gonna be, it depends on whatever setting they have. So I have a sunset scenery over here, so that's why the ground, the hill is going to be darker. Right, if you really want to be really creative, actually what I can do is from the sun over here, okay, go to pencil pal, make it smaller a little bit. Okay, 4 3. Okay, go on to orange, very nicely done. You want, you can actually just create the fire effect over here, completely unnecessarily. You don't have to do this, but what you can do, okay, go to your library, find the feathery shape over here. Oops. Okay, set it to the same green over here like this, and you're basically just gonna do like this. So this, okay, I know feathery is supposed to be like for eagles, that's what you think, right? But if you can actually change the way that you see things, so instead of using this for like a flying creature or something, I've actually turned this into grass. Okay, so imagine that on a hill, these are the grass over here. Alright, okay, so you're gonna keep doing this. Okay, okay, when you zoom out, okay, look at the bigger picture over here. Now you should be able to see this these spiky things over here. That's good. If you can't, means that it's if you're using this app and you can't see it, it means that it's too small. So what you can do is that you can just increase it in size. Now this part here is supposed to block the sun like this. Okay, right here like this. That's why I say okay, that's why don't draw your sun way too low. Alright, like this over here. Beautiful. Okay, just a little bit more. Okay, and okay, maybe a bit here, a bit higher, something like this. Yeah, okay, so when you zoom out, you can actually see the grassy kind of effect. And that is actually it. That is how you do it. Basically, if you want to do the normal day setting, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna make Charmander into a lighter color. The sun, put it somewhere down here or wherever you want. The ground, make it a little bit brighter a bit, so it goes to the hill. Bright green, grayish, a little bit more whiter. Charmander's orange will be a bit more whiter too, the skin color. The eyes can still remain the same color. The mouth, the fire, still the same color. Yeah, and then the blue. Okay, the blue would be basically just a light blue. Find the lightest blue and just put it like this. Don't do dark blue like this. Do a light blue. It's going to be towards the green color and blue. It's going to be green, blue, something like this. Okay. But yep, that's it. Thanks for watching. This is actually the end of it. You're already done with it. Okay. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, next Beyblade drawing video. We'll actually be doing Flame Sagittario. It's basically just a half horse and half human. Okay. If you really want to know when I'm going to upload it, maybe sometimes I will upload it earlier. I may upload this earlier. Alright, I mean the Flame Sagittario drawing, I will upload it earlier because it's really easy to do. I may have it maybe on, okay, so today's the, okay, maybe I have it 2 days later. Okay, so if you really want to know, you can just check out my Instagram at drawing guidance tutorials. Or you can just check my channel description. Both ways are fine. But yep, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if you want, comment down below what you want me to draw, and I'll try my best to draw it. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.